Let's be honest. People almost never admit this out loud, but not having friends is rarely just bad luck. Most of the time, it's the result of specific psychological patterns, ways of thinking, behaving, and seeing the world that quietly make deep connection difficult. This isn't about being introverted or shy. It goes deeper than personality. Psychology shows that many people who end up walking alone didn't choose isolation. It emerged over time. One reason is overanalysis. People without close friends often think too much, especially about social interactions. They replay conversations, dissect every word, and obsess over how they were perceived. This comes from hyper-self-awareness, a mental state where your brain constantly monitors how others might judge you. It sounds intelligent, but socially it's toxic. When you're stuck analyzing, you can't relax, and people feel that tension. It creates distance. You're not cold, you're mentally occupied. Your mind is observing instead of connecting. Another reason is a low tolerance for inauthenticity. You notice fake behavior instantly, forced laughter, attention-seeking shallow drama. Psychologists call this high social perception, often linked to strong emotional intelligence. But there's a downside. Once you see through people, you stop playing along. You don't fake interest. You don't flatter. You don't pretend to be impressed. And in a world built on small talk and surface-level validation, that honesty isolates you. You're not rude, you're real. But realness makes people uncomfortable. Your silence gets mistaken for arrogance. Your independence gets mistaken for pride. So people keep their distance not because you're cold, but because you expose what's fake. Then there's emotional self-sufficiency. Many people without friends don't rely on others emotionally. They handle stress alone. They regulate themselves. In psychology, this is called emotional self-reliance. On paper, it's strength. In real life, it creates distance. Human connection is built on vulnerability. When you never ask for help, never open up, never show emotional need, people subconsciously feel unnecessary around you. Over time, they stop trying. You don't push people away. You simply leave no space for them to matter. Another factor is rejecting group mentality. People who struggle socially often have high individualism. They don't follow trends. They don't mimic group behavior. They don't conform just to belong. This isn't rebellion, it's wiring. Psychologists call this low social conformity. It makes you independent and thoughtful, but it also makes you an outsider. You question what others accept. You think while others follow. You stay quiet when others perform. People bond through sameness, not depth. So while you earn respect, you rarely earn closeness. There's also difficulty with emotional reciprocity. Some people understand logic better than emotional exchange. They know how to help but not how to share. This can be linked to alexithymia, difficulty identifying or expressing emotions. You care deeply, but you express it privately. Others don't feel it. They admire your reliability, but they don't feel emotionally seen. And over time, that disconnect creates distance. Not because you lack emotion, but because you don't display it in familiar ways. Most people without friends didn't lose them suddenly. They lost them slowly, through delayed replies, through emotional restraint, through refusing to pretend. They became too self-aware, too detached, too honest for a social world that thrives on emotional noise. But here's the truth people miss. Not having friends doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind values truth more than belonging. You can't fake connection. You can't dilute who you are just to fit in. And that's why you stand alone. Not because no one understands you, but because few can match you. You don't need to change your personality. You need to understand it. Because once you do, you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start realizing something more accurate. Not everyone is built to handle you. If you want psychology without sugarcoating, the kind that explains patterns, instead of offering motivation, subscribe. Here we don't sell comfort, we explain the truth.